What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. I just dropped my daughter off at school and on my way down to the studio. Got so many big plans. The problem is time, man. Just don't ever feel like I have enough time in order to make sure that, I can really get ahead. It's almost like no matter how many people I hire, no matter how much work I do, it's always more to do. And it's a blessing, to be honest with you. It really is. The blessing is that, you find yourself in a space to where you're almost overwhelmed with work and money and opportunities and things like that. And so, I'm not complaining at all, but at some point, it's really getting to a point to where I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to hold on to this regular job. I mean, even when it comes to evaluating what businesses to keep on a regular basis, it's a thing, because I don't know how I can maximize my 24 hours, which kind of begs the question. I don't know how people just be chilling and sitting around playing video games. I mean, in 2022, it's different, right? Back in the day, when I was younger, or even when I was in my late teens, early 20s, in the early 2000s, it was almost like, okay, so you go to work and then you come home and, when you're a kid, it's almost like, you don't have as big of a grind. I had a big grind. I had a hustle. And that's why, I always tell that story about I used to work 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. And we was getting to that bag, right? But then at the same time, it was a lot of people back then that was just able to go to their regular job and work and come home and, hey, honey, how's the kids or whatever. Ever since I was young, it was just like, go get that job. And it's a balance, right? Because on one hand, it's almost like, yeah, you can have a normal life. And it's funny because me and Rita had this conversation on a regular basis. And the conversation is usually like, okay, so we can do this regular life, right? And this is, what we used to talk about. We can do this regular life, but then the sacrifice is that you got to live like regular people. The trade-off is you can work your butt off and, be grinding but then you live this incredible lifestyle. Or you may not have as much time to do all of the things that you want to do, but when you wind up doing it, you kill everything. You absolutely, you can do whatever you want to do whenever you want to do it. And so you wind up spending money on the experiences, or, when you fly places, you make sure you can get the best sleep possible by having the best accommodations and the best hotels and the best beds and the best cars and all of that, even though you may not drive that often. But when you finally get into a car, and then people will say, well, why do you spend so much money on certain things when you're only going to be up there for a certain amount of time? Or they'll say stuff like, we all going to the same place. Why not just fly coach? And I'm with that. Listen, I'm not knocking nobody that want to do what they want to do, but I'm explaining to you the mentality behind why everything is first class, everything is top notch, everything is the best of the best. Because when you finally get a chance to do it, because you work so much, I went to bed at close to 2 a.m. You back up at 5, 6. My biggest fight is trying to figure out how to get more sleep, so you hire more people. On a real, it's almost like, that regular job, you only holding on because, it's bonus season coming up. Well, bonus season is in March, but I got another equity bonus that triggers in November. And it's hard, man. It is. It's very, very difficult because you're trying to balance it, and you're trying to make sure that you nurture the things that's growing the most and all of that other type of stuff. So I don't know. I might have to make some hard decisions coming up soon. December is an opportunity, and I know we in October, but December is an opportunity for me to really start to catch up on some things. I can't really catch up on the weekend because I spend the majority of my weekends working. And we working on the intangible things. So even though I don't live stream on the weekends as far as like the Millionaire Morning Show, we spend our weekends doing a lot of the intangibles as far as, working on the consecration space, Sometimes I fly out to go and do interviews. But now that we got the content creation space, then think about it. One of the reasons that we did it is not only do we create a better experience, but we also doing it so that I don't have to fly out as much on the weekends in order to make sure that I get the content that I want, or interview the people that I want to interview. And so, it's a balance. It's a way in which we ensure that we're successfully growing what it is that we're doing, but then at the same time we create more capacity to either A, have more time in our day, or B, get more done and add even more to our work schedule. I think that that's my biggest problem. My biggest problem is that even when I create capacity, it wind up being just more opportunity to work and add more to your calendar. And so I don't know how to balance that out. But, time waits for no man, and we got to continue to run that up. So I am on my way to the office, and again, talking to my daughter, planning out our day. We looking at our schedules. 14-year-old daughter, we up there, comparing schedules, talking about, hey, what time you got to be here? What time I got to be there? What time you get off, am I going to come from the content creation space? I'm making sure that, I don't have any Zoom calls during a specific time that I'm supposed to be in the car, and, business meetings. And then I'm looking at my work calendar, and I'm, making sure that that's aligned with whatever. Your time is the biggest currency that you have. And if you don't utilize it effectively, then you're going to find yourself missing out on opportunities, and more importantly, not being able to complete the things that you do have on your calendar. And so, again, it's weird to me that people just be sitting around chilling and not being productive. Even if you are going to be doing something, at least be making some money while you're doing it or something like that, right? People just be chilling, and chilling all day. Ain't nothing wrong with chilling, but geez, that's wild to me. That's absolutely weird to me. But yeah, we're going to do what we do. We're going to run it up. We're going to get that bag, and we're going to make sure that everything goes the way that it's supposed to go. We're going to run it up. We're going to take care of business. I'd love to know what your thoughts are. Should I just completely divest myself away from corporate America? Because I'm just going to tell you, that's a huge bag. Huge bag. Should I divest myself away from corporate America so that I can create more capacity? I don't think that that's really going to solve it. Or should I continue to just do what I do and make it do what it do, baby? Y'all let me know in the comments. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description, as well as pinned to the top of the chat. So much exclusive content there. And then hit the Discord when you jump into the Patreon. In addition to that, make sure that you, if you need to get in touch with me, email me at antondaniels413@gmail.com. And I'm going to make sure that you set up for a Zoom call or a personal call. But you need to hit me up now, because it's not as much capacity as you think it is at all. I just explained to you what my calendar looked like, and you thinking I got capacity. Nah. All right, so listen, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.